Hello there. The EU Withdrawal Bill will be hit by a series of amendments in the House of Lords next week as Remainer peers try to derail Brexit. It seems that government ministers are preparing themselves for our noble lords to amend the EU Withdrawal Bill next week as it passes through the upper house to even try and stop Theresa May taking the UK out of the customs union. So the bill will be hitting the buffers next week. The old buffers that sit in the House of Lords, that is. The mainly Remain House of Lords is expected to vote through amendments such as the one that would enable the United Kingdom to continue participating in a customs union with the European Union, reports The Independent. The House of Lords is meant to be a technical revising chamber to offer amendments that makes the legislation work better. But all I can see here is a concerted effort by Chancellor peers to destabilise the government's Brexit programme and thus destabilise the whole UK, on the basis that they know better than the electorate. I do not care what these peers claim they are doing, or why they say they are doing it. Their aim to me is as clear as day: to keep the UK either inside the EU or as close as possible so as to allow as quick and seamless a re-entry as they can manage at some later date. This lot of peers are showing just how undemocratic they are and how contemptuous of the people they really are. As far as I'm concerned, the first item on the next Queen's speech should be to fully reform the House of Lords into a proper, proportional representation democratically elected chamber. That would make the EU Withdrawal Bill just about the last thing they can undemocratically interfere with. Moving on, the UK Independence Party announced its new leader yesterday, and, as expected, he immediately announced the dates for his resignation next year. This is, of course, being totally misrepresented across the mainstream press. The interim leader, Gerard Batten, was the only leadership candidate, after all the other potential candidates willingly stepped aside to allow Mr Batten to continue to rebuild the party, as he had already dealt quickly with the party's funding problems and gained a flurry of new members. Gerard Batten had offered his services for 1 year should he be voted in unopposed, as he was. And by setting the date for his resignation on the 13th of March 2019, he has shown he is honouring that commitment, which will then trigger a fresh election well after Brexit Day. This gives UKIP a clear path for this next most important year. A few other politicians could learn a lesson in honesty and honour from UKIP and Gerard Batten. Now to the Brexit opposition. The Telegraph reports the Labour Party candidates are standing for next month's local elections on an anti-Brexit platform. Here we have a party pledging to honour the referendum vote, but some of its local council candidates are telling voters that a vote for Labour will help them stop Brexit. The Telegraph says Stephen Cowan, the Labour leader of Hammersmith and Fulham Council in West London, has written to constituents saying that this gives them an opportunity to say no to Brexit. And it reports that a letter also signed by 2 other Labour Council candidates states, "You have the chance to vote Labour in the local council elections to send a clear message that you, like us, are against Brexit and the lack of certainty about the rights of EU citizens. We need a statement from Mr Corbyn to tell us where he and his party actually stands on Brexit and whether his councillors can say what they like on Brexit just to get votes." And the BBC is reporting on the start of this much vaunted The People's Vote campaign being pushed by the Remoaners, with the actor Sir Patrick Stewart of Star Trek fame now seeming to front it. And according to the BBC, this group of Remoaners wants to have a referendum on the deal that the government negotiates, to either accept it or reject it, and, according to Patrick Stewart, if the deal is rejected, the UK will simply stay in the EU. He clearly hasn't got a clue, has he? Probably got Article 50 mixed up with one of his scripts. And these are the same type of people who, when they lost the referendum they fully expected to win, suddenly piped up and said it was all too complicated to be decided by a referendum. Now they want to decide a huge complicated trade deal by a simple referendum. You couldn't make it up, could you? Another point to note is that many of the front runners for the Remain campaign are not exactly bright young things, are they? Stewart was born in 1940, Vince Cable 1943, Tony Blair 1953, Anna Soubry 1956, Peter Mandelson 1953, Ken Clarke 1940, and that pipsqueak Lord Adonis 1963. Heck, I'm younger than all of them except Adonis, and they're the ones saying that the old Leave voters will all die off first. So there we have it, the youngsters of today following a bunch of rich, old, lefty wrinklies. Now who's brainwashing who? The sooner we get out of that failed organisation the better, and then perhaps all those Remoaners will start backing the UK, but I won't hold my breath. I just fervently hope that the voters will remember who these people are when they next go to the ballot box. In fact, I'm hoping that the Lib-Lab con parties will grow a patriotic spine and start selecting prospective parliamentary candidates for their patriotism more than their ability to soak up EU legislation and party guff. So, please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below, but also don't forget to use the share options below and push this video out across Facebook, Twitter and by email. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.